as I said, we have a jury consultant. Let's bring Richard Gabriel in on this, president of Decision Analysis Litigation Strategy. Welcome to the show to talk about, the whole idea, like that one person said, oh, yeah, I'm getting cold feet. And then the judge said, maybe more will. What do you make of what's kind of happened this week?
Well, in all high-profile trials and all trials that go very long, there's a lot of jurors who finally realize, hey, this might be me. I might be here. I might be under the spotlight. So either they don't want the pressure of a high-profile trial, or they realize the length of the trial is really going to be difficult, either financially or creating pressure on them for childcare. So it's not unusual, and I think it's wise to kind of say, let's wait and see if any other excuses pop up over the weekend, and then we'll see. It also allows basically both sides are basically combing social media to find out a little bit more about these jurors and see if they're appropriate for the trial.
Yeah, what kind of different challenges do come up in the higher profile cases that you've noticed, in addition to the ones you pointed out, and then the lawyers got to be working through this too and saying, well, maybe I'm a little suspicious too if somebody wants to be on this case too badly, that they really want to be on it. So what comes up in the high profile cases?
Well, there's a number of issues. One is how much they've actually heard about the case,
of course,
how much they're now primed about the case, and also what their opinions are. The jurors are asked a lot of the time, can you set aside everything you've heard before and can just be fair and impartial? And I think most jurors actually want to do that. The question is, how do they do that? And it's very difficult to kind of wipe your memory clean from all the news coverage that you've seen. And how do you actually set aside something that you may even strongly feel about and have a strong impression of?
It's also the subject matter in this case. I'm not just talking about the stuff people say, oh, it's strange or lifestyle and that kind of thing. It's just heavy subject matter. My colleague Ashley Banfield was on the show the other day, and she said this, which I thought was interesting. Take a listen.
Well, I think one trend that has absolutely astounded me, and I'm not alone, is the number of people, Connell, who have said in open court, yes, I have domestic violence in my background. Yes, I have been a victim of domestic violence. Yes, my mother, my sister. Yes, this has happened to me. And they made it through. Back in the day, that would be an instant strike.
What do you make of that personal experience with, as I said, a very, very heavy subject, obviously, and to Ashley's point, not all of those people were removed from the pool.
It's difficult because there are a significant number of people that really do have not only domestic abuse, but also sexual abuse in their backgrounds. Either they know someone or they themselves have experienced it. Judge is very concerned, obviously, about losing too many jurors. So they do ask jurors, well, can you set that aside? It's an unfair question, quite frankly, because jurors don't know how their feelings are going to come up if they've had that experience during the trial. They honestly think they can. They honestly will try. But it is extremely challenging when you've had a profound experience like that to then somehow say, I'm going to wipe it clean from my mind and not consider it at all in this. And in these cases, there's a sensitivity of a lot of jurors to say, why would these victims even be saying this unless it were true? So there's a tendency to want to believe them.
Yeah, they have Cassie as the third witness, and that'll be, and they're going to show the video that's, many of us have seen, and the jurors have personal opinions. Last thing real quick, all of that said, whatever people think of Diddy or what they know about him that are watching, from your experience, can a guy like this get a fair shake, get a fair trial and a fair jury?
I think jurors honestly do try. It is really challenging, I think, in a case like this, especially when they've been forced to kind of say, yes, I can be fair and impartial. I think it would be difficult. I think it'd be very challenging for the defense in this case. They're going to have to do it very delicately. Is it possible? I think it is possible. Jurors honestly try to listen to it, and they can fairly do it. And that's what the beauty is of a jury of 12. They work together and somehow hold their biases in check to a certain extent and hopefully come up with a fair verdict.
All right, Richard, thanks for coming on tonight. We appreciate it. Richard Gabriel.